Yay, we're live, and it is time for me to post. It's still probably going to take, yeah, there we go, 1 second for it to go live. I'm glad we just figured out how to, like, make it lag less. So if for whatever reason you are already in the stream because you saw your notification and clicked on it, there are a few settings, obviously, that you can use to edit your YouTube video if you've ever streamed, and we were having the longest lag time between like actually being live and the video showing up as live itself. We like could not figure it out, but you can't change some of the settings in the middle of the stream, so we figured it out later, and we were like, it was like a 10-second lag. It felt like so long, honestly. But we figured out that you just it's basically like a setting that you just have to click and it will be like a 1 second lag, which definitely is a lot easier to work with than some other things. But yes, let's see. It's slowly going live on the Gaia side, but it should be totally live on the YouTube side if you are viewing from the YouTube side. Let's see. Yay, Popcast. Oh, this is Popcast, or numbered Popcast number 20. We're slowly coming close to, I want to say, like 1 year of me doing Popcasts, because you didn't really join until like earlier this year, right? Yeah. But exactly a year ago, I used to do Popcasts with Pyowacket, and we would talk about art. We would talk about she is an artist herself, so it was definitely up her alley to talk about anime and art and things like that, and video games. Yeah, it's been a while. She hopefully we'll have her back on a stream soon. We're gonna have some artists in the office eventually. When I say eventually, I mean like October, November. So hopefully we'll have some special streams for you all. But other than that, let me constantly refresh Gaia to make sure things are loading, because it's not loading for me on the Gaia side. Is it loading for you on the Gaia side? It will soon.
Oh, maybe I didn't put it in.
Oh.
That would make sense.
Yeah. You know, we could have skipped a step here or there, but it should be obviously live on the YouTube side. But I'm excited.
It's been too long since we did this.
It's been like less than a week, hasn't it? Didn't we do a stream on on Thursday? That's what I think. Are you saying we should have like shorter gaps in between? Is that what you think? But okay, I'm just gonna keep refreshing, and you know, it'll eventually work out.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. What I absolutely hate is when you shorten YouTube's window and it still shows you a chat box, but this is the amount of chat box it shows you. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, shouldn't this just be longer? I guess it's okay that it only shows one line of chat, but it's a little silly to me. Oh, now it's finally loaded on the Gaia side. So if the Gaia side is your choice for chat, then the Gaia side is for you.
Success.
Yeah, success. Other than that, how many Moltresses did you end up catching this weekend anyways? Did you count?
Like maybe 6. Something.
I think I missed out on a lot. I think I got like 3.
Oh,
but
no.
I did end up getting at least 1 shiny. I guess I can see recent. Oh no, I got 4. 4 of 6, that's not so bad. No, 4 out of 7, because I did use a premium. But yeah.
So 7, including the shiny.
Oh, that's so good. That's all.
What? I thought I...
That means...
No, I definitely had more.
Oh, wait, what do you mean? How did you have more?
I tried more than what I have.
Then that means you only tried... I thought you only tried 7. No, you tried 8. You're right, because we went to that other stop at the pruning yard. That's a good point.
I definitely remember the first 1 or 2 definitely ran from me, so it's definitely not 100% catch rate.
Yeah. I just didn't know how to throw this time around, and they were really annoying to catch. Yeah, that last one the last one I did, I think I missed every single one of my throws because I kept like talking to you guys and I wasn't looking. But that's about it. But other than that, I think it was a pretty successful Moltres day. Um, Unfortunately, Arlie is not able to be here in the chat right now, or in the chat and in the stream. She is hopefully going to be moving soon, and she won't be so much in Kansas anymore. So she's got a little bit more on her plate. But that is Arlie. And then as for us, we are moving on with planning the Halloween event. I think we have a greater idea of what everyone's doing and all of our deadlines, and I'm excited for the Halloween event itself because we got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to get started?
Yeah, we can.
Talk about?
Oh yeah. So do you have core set up, or do you want to do? We could talk about Pokemon first since we're already talking about Pokemon. Yeah. So there is a new title for the Switch coming, and it is whatchamacallit, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. And this is going to be, I want to say, like the first Pokemon game for the Switch, unless you want to include Pokken as like the first one. But that's technically like a port anyways. So this is the first like original Pokemon title, and it is inspired, as they like to say, by Pokemon Yellow. So it definitely is throughout the Kanto region. And obviously it's a very different look from the original red, yellow, blue, green, and fire red and leaf green itself. But takes a lot of the same gameplay mechanics and essences. But obviously the first reboot was fire red and leaf green. And obviously that was cool because, you know, it was at this point, it was, what was it? It was like a Game Boy Advance game, right? And had the really nice translucently like red and green like cartridges. But obviously now when you play it at this point in time, we have one more Pokemon type. We introduced Fairy, and now Megas are around. I actually don't know if they included Z moves into this, but there are special partner moves if you have watched the trailer. There are special moves that certain Pokemon can learn. I know for sure they've already confirmed that like Pikachu and Eevee have special moves because they have this Pikachu who can surf, and there's like a cute surfing Pikachu. And they've confirmed that, I think they called it like Pika Splash or something within that like range of words, but it's pretty exciting. And then Eevee has some special moves as well. One that's focusing on fire, one focusing on water, and one focusing on electricity, of course, because it is really, I think they've really only focused on doing the first generation of Pokemon, which is kind of interesting because obviously at this point, we're like 7 generations in, and your world and view of Pokemon is so much larger than just Kanto that it's kind of interesting that they decided to reboot it, but with only like one land itself, but of course that doesn't mean it's only restricted to that. Obviously being on a newer platform that can have on a platform that has a bunch of games that already have expansion packs, you know, like Breath of the Wild got a DLC, Splatoon got its own DLC. There's a lot of games within this Nintendo franchise that has the option of like expanding further, especially because this game itself is tied in with Pokemon Go. Obviously you're able to catch Pokemon in Pokemon Go, and I think they once again are restricting it just to Gen 1, which would make a lot of sense. But obviously if you're playing Pokemon Go, you can go out into the wild and you can catch your own Pikachu, and you can catch just a bunch of different Pokemon from Gen 1. Of course, there are still some Pokemon that are region locked depending on where you live, and they haven't yet announced how the trading system will work. But we do know that the mechanic for the game will follow very similarly to Pokemon Go in terms of the CP, the combat power. So it's definitely a different kind of numbers game, while the original Pokemon, you really focused on how much HP you had, your attack, defense, your specials, your accuracy, but your CP is kind of like a cumulative, number, but it's also in a different way a weird average, the way the stats are outputted. So it's definitely going to be a different kind of numbers game if Pokemon For You was a numbers game to begin with. I'm interested to see if you're going to be able to like transfer shinies right away, if you're going to be able to transfer like evolves, and what kind of different limitations there are. But obviously it's a very different mechanic because the Switch itself is like a home console, but it's also like a mobile console in a way. I assume you'd have to be both your phone and your Switch would have to be connected to internet. Otherwise, it could be like nearby devices. But this game is really coming up pretty soon. It's coming out in November. I think the date is like November 18th or something. I don't have that directly or immediately on me, but I'm definitely excited with all the things Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu will bring. Did you already decide which one you were going to get, or were you just going to get whatever your brother wasn't going to get?
I don't think my brother is getting... Well, he saw the special edition for the Switch, and he was like, I'm going to get one now.
Oh, have you guys still been sharing a Switch?
Well, he's usually busy at school.
Which makes sense. School keeps you busy.
Yes, very busy. So he's like, I don't even play it that much, so I'm not going to get one. And I'll just play yours when I'm home. So he hasn't gotten one. And there wasn't a good deal, I guess, either. So he's like, I'm not going to spend full price on it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they have a special edition.
And yes, they do. I didn't put a photo into the dissertation, but the special edition Switch for Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu is definitely, what is it? It's like, I want to say like a yellow, maybe tannish skin. It's the colors of Eevee and Pikachu. So it's a tan and a yellow for at least the controllers itself. And the dock gets its own decal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute.
I don't like the color of the controllers, so I was like, I don't want it.
I like collecting controllers. I don't have the gray controllers.
Those also don't appeal to me, so
Yeah.
I don't care.
So I have the neon red and the blue because that's what came with mine. And then I got there's like a neon yellow. It's like the arms color yellow. Oh, they can barely hear us? What? Are you sure? I can just start talking a lot closer to the mic if you can hear me now. Are you going to adjust the mic? Or at least you're trying to adjust the mic. So I can hear you, but not the other person. Oh, that makes a little bit of sense. We are sitting mildly apart from each other. But
is this a directional mic?
I want to assume it is, which is why I've always pointed it towards myself. I think we used to have a different mic, and it was definitely the other mic.
It has the cover, so I assume that it's a directional mic.
I thought that's just the filter, so it's not like super harsh sound. Anyways, so then I also have like the arms yellow controllers, and then I ended up buying the Splatoon pink and green ones. Originally, I thought the green and pink ones were only going to be exclusive to the Splatoon special
I'm like
edition.
Mildly salty about that, but not really because I love those colors.
I was going to say it's probably opposite of your Switch.
I don't think so.
Because
it's left green, right pink.
I actually couldn't tell you which ones mine are.
Oh.
But I know like the red and blue ones I have, I think it's left blue, right red, but you can buy the opposite.
Yeah.
Like in the marketplace, in Nintendo Shop or Best Buy or wherever you decide to buy your games.
Hello. People are slowly coming in.
That's cool. But something me and my friends have been doing is we've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go. Actually, this weekend we ended up doing the Moltres Raid Day. And I can't say raids are my favorite because I don't think I've ever cared for like battling in gyms. I really just like the catching aspect for Pokemon. But we were able to get some pretty good shots. So I think I said last time, if you have the ability for AR Plus in your phone, I think that basically just means you need to have like our brand new phone, that you are able to take these AR shots. What's different about that, and I guess just like taking a screenshot or using the regular camera mode, is that if you put it in AR Plus mode and you take a photo of the Pokemon and you're in photo mode, that you can actually like go around the Pokemon's model and you kind of get like a 360 view of the entire Pokemon. I tried taking a good photo of my Entei, but it was really hard because he's actually extremely large when he appears and I was like in like a smaller pathway, and it was harder for me to like back up and get a good shot. So that is the photo I ended up getting. Mm-hmm. And then I think it's really interesting when you are able to get like, you know, I guess like cooler spawns of like more evolved Pokemon or Pokemon you don't see very often. And like I said before, you actually don't get to choose where they spawn. They spawn where they want to spawn. You don't have any directional control over that. If they decide to stand in the middle of someone's front yard, then they will stand in the middle of someone's front yard. But yeah, I think it's cute either way. We've actually we're part of like a Pokemon Go Discord, or at least I'm like mildly a part of it. I don't think I've ever posted, but people definitely drop a lot of like their Pokemon photos and their links of like, someone has an album of the entire Pokemon. I actually want to show you, but they take like such creative like photos sometimes. It's like crazy how well some people use like AR mode.
Wow.
Yeah, Miss Midnight Killer says she recently got a Sylveon tattoo. I'm glad you got that Dragon Slayer on you. And then here we have a Combuskin at Crunchyroll Expo kicking down the person on the staircase. We oddly have a lot of Pokemon on like our AR Plus spawn, and they decide to spawn in the middle of the streets as well. I don't have a photo, but we have a lot of Pokemon that look like they're unfortunately about to like get hit by a car, but obviously they do not get hit by a car because that is not how AR works. But yeah, definitely the Pokemons definitely like to set up for a few interesting photos. Mm-hmm. That's a pic of me in the background.
In the background, very blurry.
Yeah, really blurry. For whatever reason, when it is in AR mode, they destroy your camera quality. But to make up for it, they give you like a high quality silhouette of, this one's drinking boba, a high quality silhouette of your Pokemon instead. So you get to have good photos that way. And then this is the last photo we have. It is of a Sableye trying to drink my drink. We thought it was really cute.
It is super cute.
This is like my favorite photo we've ever taken. He's not crying. Those are just the color of his eyes. I think my boyfriend ended up posting this photo in like a local Pokemon Go Discord, and he's like, wow, this is the best reactions we've ever had. People are like, I want boba now. Yeah, so if for whatever reason you want to add me on Pokemon Go, I sometimes forget to send gifts, but when I do send gifts, I send a bunch of gifts in one day. I think I actually don't know what the friend limit is for Pokemon. It's either 100 or 300. It's definitely not 50. That's all I know.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think
it's 200.
Oh, it's 200. Oh, thank you. I think my friend code is on my profile if you are interested in adding me and getting obviously a gift, which gives you the possibility of an Alolan egg in the gift, and which means it would say the origin is from San Jose, California. So if you do end up trading it with someone, if you're not from San Jose, you get a lot of kilometers racked up for your trading. Yay! Thank you, Miss Midnight Killer. And then I think the only other thing that in terms of Gaia that I wanted to show you were some silhouettes that we have. So I want to say, how long has it been? How old is Score? I want to say it's over 8 years old, right? That would make sense. It's old. So. Definitely over 8 years old. So every second Wednesday of the month, we release this big thing that we like to call Core CI in-house. Yeah, so I heard Bobes. And Core CI introduces a bunch of brand new items, whether they're paw, whether they're human, and they usually follow a theme and a short story, and every month, and it's coming up tomorrow. So I think last month's theme was called Ping, and it had to do with different kinds of technology, more so handheld, things that outputted a signal. So obviously the most popular thing to draw for Ping was, what was it? It was like phones. Phones, I think, were the most popular kind of theme that they ended up going with. Oh, yay! Hi, Gisette. Are you in class? If you are in class, I guess she can't hear me if Gisette's in class because she doesn't wear headphones, which makes sense. Stay in school. Oh, my God. Yay! That's crazy. I'm glad we finally are on your schedule. Yeah, so last month was Ping, and I think the month before that was
Call of the Sea.
Call of the Sea. So it was like pirates and mermaids, and then before that, in the month of June, was June bugs, and we had like a bunch of bugs and creepy crawly things. Maybe not so much creepy, but definitely crawly. And this month, okay, let's see. It sounds like Miss Midnight Killer says it seems flowery and plants. A lot of people, I think there is a speculation thread that is up. I can try and pull it up really quickly while we are in the stream. A lot of people are thinking it's casual. A lot of people are thinking that there are plants. It might be different gardens. Someone said it's like different classes you could possibly go to in school. One would be like a botany class. And someone thinks, I think the one on the middle left is like a desk. Let me see if I can link that real quick.
Middle right.
Middle right. Did I say left? Yes, middle right. And then I think, I don't know, there's obviously a lot. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes from the previews because it's just like, yes, this is a silhouette of an avatar. And that's kind of as far as I get most of the time because it's like, for sure, it's a Gaia avatar, but I don't know what else. I already did do a drawing of what I think this speculation is. So I think, so I got a lot. I ended up drawing mops for you.
Oh, thanks.
So she said the one in the top right, I said that right, yeah, top right is like a bouquet of mops. And then, so I guess I'll start at the top. I thought the very top were like Nepenthes, which are like these plants that shoot seed at you in Maple Story. And then, of course, there are mops. And then the middle, it kind of like looked like the duck from that song asking if you got any grapes, even though you're trying to sell him lemonade because you only got lemons. But he keeps asking, got any grapes? He's probably just standing on a pile of grapes. And then the one on the right, I was like, it could be Roblox. Roblox are like really trending right now. Whether you play the game or if you've seen memes of them. And then the one on the middle left, honestly, I didn't know. I think I drew a caterpillar pooping in the corner, and then I couldn't really figure out what the rest was. And then the one at the bottom left, I thought it kind of looked like a poplio, but only the head. Everything else wouldn't make sense for a poplio because, you know, it just wouldn't make sense. Oh, my friend code isn't on my profile. I'll put it on in like 30 minutes. Like, give me 30 minutes after the stream to put my friend code on my profile. This entire time I thought it was on my profile. My bad. And then middle bottom, I guess I kind of went with the school casual theme, you know, like when you're late to school and you have a piece of bread in your mouth. I too have found myself actually doing that. But it's usually like a bagel. I used to work like the front desk when I was at school still. I used to work the front desk at a dorm, and my shift would start at like 6 in the morning, and I was like, there's no way I can like skip breakfast doing this because I'm sitting down for like 4 hours before going to class. So, you know, that is basically a photo of me going to my 6 a.m. shift at school. And then my bottom right is the Pokemon Tangela, and you're trying to hold it, but instead it's consuming you. And therefore it evolves into a Tangrowth because it grows by consuming you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my theory. Thank you for coming to Game Theories today. But yeah, if you haven't drawn your sketch yet, I definitely recommend doing it and dropping it inside that speculation thread that I linked earlier. Obviously, people think a lot of different things. I think some people definitely like to lean maybe for like the casual route, and sometimes you just really want something hard enough that you imagine it and you just ended up drawing it anyways. Yeah, you don't need to know how to draw. You like, if you don't want to do a drawing, you could just type up like, I think it's blah 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 theme, or I think this item is this. But yeah, there's always a possibility of there being Pokemon. I think Pokemon's pretty popular. Actually, there's probably not Pokemon, but I think what's interesting is we aren't seeing any rectangles. This is like a first.
Oh.
People miss the rectangles.
I'm sorry, they don't give me rectangles anymore.
Oh, I guess they don't. Maybe they thought you should stop. But obviously, a lot of people think a lot of different things. Actually, I'll go through the thread. I'll go through the thread and read a few more of what people are thinking. Some people are saying sailor uniforms, some magical girl stuff. Some people are thinking it's going to be super flowery. I really like the theory of it being like different class types that you could go to in school. I guess September is back to school season, but that doesn't always mean it's back to school season. I feel like they always tend to throw us a bone or make us believe one thing and give us something else. But I am always excited to see what it's going to be. Some people are thinking one is Waldo. Some are thinking you can be jumping out of a cake. These are so cute. If you haven't gotten to the thread, totally jump in it. Some people make the best speculations. But other than that, I will update my profile to include my friend code because I play a lot of Pokemon Go, or at least now I do. Otherwise, my friend code is on my profile for like my Nintendo Switch, and I'm not sure, but I think it includes Fire Emblem still. Maybe also Pocket Camp. A lot of Nintendo things.
Oh my god, and Pocket Camp is going to have...
Yeah, Pocket Camp's next update is going to be Splatoon themed.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Squids. But actually, an octopus, right? Because it's Octavian. No, it's not Octavian. Isn't the character you end up inviting to your town an octopus instead of a squid when you play Animal Crossing? Like via Amiibo?
I thought they were other animals that dress up like squids.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. I guess that would make sense. Okay. But we are coming to the end of the stream. Thank you everyone for joining. If you missed any part of the stream, this will go live immediately back on YouTube. Yeah, right after this ends. Basically, if you missed any of it, I just talked a lot about Pokemon and the upcoming game. I think they released another trailer for it yesterday. So you find out like the Pikachu is possibly a surfing Pikachu and there's special moves. So even if you don't see the beginning of my stream, go be sure to check out the Pokemon YouTube channel because it has obviously all the goodies on there anyways. But thank you everyone for joining us today. We will see you on Thursday. Bye everyone.